Günaydın, hoş geldiniz. Tanımayanlar için Salim Kadıbeşegil, RepMan İtibar Araştırmaları Merkezi Danışma Kurulu üyelerinden biriyim. Çok güzel bir kalabalık var. Havaya rağmen. İnşallah bunun hakkında veririz burada. Kısaca birkaç cümleyle İtibar Araştırmaları Merkezimizin misyonuyla ilgili bilgi verecek olursam, son 10 yıl içinde özellikle Türkiye'de ve dünyada itibar araştırmaları konusunda çok yoğun bilgi var. Çok derinliğine yapılan araştırmalar var. Ve bunlar giderek yaygınlaşıyor. Sadece iş dünyasının değil, sivil toplumun, kamunun, itibarın yönetilmesiyle ilgili bir gündemi var artık. Bu çerçeve içinde geçtiğimiz yıl Türkiye'de ve dünyada yapılmakta olan itibar araştırmalarını tek bir merkeze toplamak, bu konuyla ilgili üretilmiş makaleleri, sunumları o merkezin çatısı altında bir araya getirmek ve bunu herhangi bir ücret ödemeden herkesin kullanımına açmakla ilgili bir misyon edindik. Geçen sene lansmanını yaptığımız bu çalışmalar beklediğimizden fazla ilgi gördü. Bu çalışmalara paralel kendi araştırma modelimizin de bize ışık tutacağını varsayarak Türkiye'nin en itibarlı şirketleri araştırmalarında bu misyonun kapsamı içinde yapıyoruz. Amaç endüstriye bilgi üretmek, veri sağlamak ve buradan herkesin yararlanmasını sağlamak. Buradan yola çıkaraktan herkesin itibarın yönetilmesiyle ilgili bir gündeme bu şekilde sahip olmasını gerçekleştirmek. Merkeze web sayfasından üye olunabiliyor. RepMan.com.tr. Bir bedel ödemek söz konusu değil. Üye olduktan sonra bütün bu bilgilere oradan her zaman ulaşma şansınız var. Bugünkü konuğumuz Doktor Markus Renner. İsviçre'den geldi. Dün akşam kendisiyle yemekteydik ve ondan öğrendim ki dünyada 400'den fazla itibar araştırması yapılıyor. Ben en son bunlara baktığımda, sayılara baktığımda rakam 143'tü. Bundan 3-4 sene önce. Yani bu konuya olan ilginin ne derece üst boyutta olduğunu açık bir göstergesi. Demek ki gidilecek daha çok uzun bir yol var. Merkez bu tarz toplantıların dışında senede 3 kez beyin fırtınası çalışması yapıyor. Aranızda birçok kişi bu toplantılara katıldı. Onlara da ayrıca teşekkür ediyorum. Geçen seneki ilk beyin fırtınası toplantısı itibar araştırmaları ne demek, ne bekliyoruz, nasıl yapılır, nasıl yapılmalı idi. İkinci toplantı sosyal medya ve itibar konusu üstüneydi. Üçüncü beyin fırtınası toplantısı etik ve itibar konusunu sorgulayan Türkiye Etik ve İtibar Derneği ile birlikte ortaklaşa gerçekleştirdiğimiz ve İngiltere'de merkezi bulunan Ethical Corporation'ın başındaki Toby Webb'in gelip yönettiği bir toplantıydı. Dolayısıyla itibarla ilgili gündemin yönetilmesinde, bunun içinin doldurulmasında, bu konuda bir network sağlanmasında merkez bu anlamda bir işlevi yerine getirme gayreti içinde. Dolayısıyla bugün de onun bir başka boyutu olan çalışma için bir araya gelmiş durumdayız. Ben başından beri bize bu konularda hiçbir şekilde desteğini esirgemeyen sponsorumuz GFK'ya çok teşekkür etmek istiyorum. Hem merkezin kurulmasında hem ihtiyaç duyulan araştırmaların yapılmasında tereddütsüz destek verdiler bugüne kadar. Bunun dışında stratejik ortaklarımız var. Türkiye Etik ve İtibar Derneği, Türkiye Kurumsal Yönetim Derneği, Kadir Has Üniversitesi, Türkiye Kurumsal Sosyal Sorumluluk Derneği ve Brandage Dergisi bizim stratejik ortaklıklarımız arasında. Bu çalışmaları yaparken onların katkılarını çok üst düzeyde yanımızda hissediyoruz. Onlara da ayrıca teşekkür ediyorum. Günün programı çerçevesinde Dr. Markus Renner'i dinleyeceğiz. Daha sonra sorular ve cevapların ardından bir kısa aramız olacak. Arkasından Profesör Doktor Haluk Gürgen ve Doktor Şeref Oğuz'un benimle birlikte itibar ekonomisi üstünde bir tartışmasını izleyeceksiniz. Onun hemen arkasından da yaptığımız araştırmanın sonuçlarını sizlerle danışma kurulu üyemiz Nuran Aksu paylaşıyor olacak. Şimdi ben hem teşekkür ettiğim hem de aramızda bulunmasından onur duyduğum GFK'nın Genel Müdürü sevgili Fulya Dormuş'u düşünce ve duygularını bizimle paylaşmak için buraya davet ediyorum. Daha sonra ben Markus'u takdim edeceğim. Fulya.
Teşekkürler Salim Bey. Günaydın, hepiniz hoş geldiniz. Tabii konunun uzmanlarıyla yoğun bir toplantı yaşayacağız. O yüzden ben çok kısaca konuşmak istiyorum. Bugün aslında sizlerle birlikte 2012'de hayata geçen RepMan İtibar Araştırmaları Merkezi'nin 2. forum toplantısını gerçekleştiriyoruz ve bildiğiniz gibi Merkez Salim Hoca'nın da söylediği gibi ülkemizde ve dünyada yapılan araştırmaları toplamak, bunlar üzerinde bilimsel çalışmalar yapmak ve sizlere ulaştırmak bir tartışma ve gelişme platformu olarak ortaya çıktı ve biz de başından itibaren en iyi bildiğimiz alanla, yani yaptığımız araştırmalarla merkezi destekliyoruz. Ve bugün geçen yıl yaptığımız bir önceki ilk toplantımızı da aslında paylaşmıştık, 2011 yılı sonuçlarını. Bu yılda 2012'de gerçekleştirdiğimiz çalışmamızın sonuçlarını paylaşacağız. Aslında baktığımız zaman geçen yılla kıyasladığımızda her yıl daha fazla sektör ve daha fazla şirketi kapsayan bir araştırma gerçekleştiriyoruz. Bu yıl 15 sektörü kapsadık ve 155 şirket için görüşmelerimizi halk nezdinde gerçekleştirdik. Tüm bu yaptığımız çalışmaların şirketlerinizin itibar yönetimindeki stratejilerine ışık tutmasını diliyoruz. Teşekkür ederim.
Size Markus'u tanıtayım. Elinizdeki dokümanlarda Markus'la ilgili kısa bir bilgi var ama ben yine de burada okuyayım. Marka ve itibar yönetimi konusunda en az 15 yıllık uzmanlıkları bulunan kişiler tarafından kurulmuş ve yönetim konusunda danışmanlık hizmeti verilmekte olan Branding Institute'da yönetici ortak olarak görev yapıyor Markus. İtibar yönetimi, paydaş yönetimi, marka mimarisi, marka portfolyosu, marka konumlandırması ve kimliği, kurumsal sosyal sorumluluk ve çalışan markası konularında uzmanlaşmış eski bir ilaç endüstrisi üst düzey yöneticisi ama benim en çok onu andığım, takdir ettiğim ve takip etmeye çalıştığım yönü burada da masanın üstüne koymuş olduğu kitabı Generating Trust veya Corporate Reputation. Bugüne kadar itibar konusunda okuduğum en somut, en to the point bir yayın. Dolayısıyla kendisinin sunumunu zevkle, keyifle ve ilgiyle izleyeceğinizi düşünüyorum. May I introduce you, Markus, here?
Change the presentation.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, both of you, for inviting me. And actually, I'm very happy and feel honored to be with you here. And I have to admit, and I tell you, that I love Istanbul. I have I travel a lot during due to my job, because we are consulting global companies or companies on a global level. So I get around a lot, I can tell you. And I can tell you I have 3 cities that I love most. One is New York, okay, little wonder, so I love it. I love Tokyo very much, and the third one is definitely Istanbul. Okay, and I always love to come here, so invite me to come here and to speak and to consult you, whatever, because I really love Istanbul. The mixture, the dynamics that are going on here, and I can tell you, especially if you travel a lot in, for example, in Europe, yeah, and you see that really it's at the moment sometimes it's really depressing being in countries like in Spain or Portugal or in Ireland, where I've been recently. And then coming over here where everything is booming, it's for me it's always like a startup situation. Every time I come here, so I've been here last time 12 months ago. Every time I come here, it's different because new skyscrapers are building up, and especially like the startup mentality, of the can-do mentality of the Turkish, let me say the Istanbul people, yeah, because I cannot talk about that much about Turkey. Okay, so Salim, thank you for the nice introduction, but I still think it might be worth to talk a little bit more on my background, that you understand where I'm coming from. And that is a mixture of industry experience and academic experience. Yeah. So I'm started with Branding Institute in 2008. We are consulting organizations, not only companies, organizations, it can be NGOs as well, in terms of brand and reputation management, and I'll show you later a slide on what we mean by that. I'm lecturer in brand and reputation management at the University of Lucerne, which is in Switzerland, which I enjoy very much. I enjoy talking to students because it gets more, you get input from them, feedback, which is very important. And then I was, before that, between 2004 and 2007, I was head of brand and reputation management at Novartis, global headquarters in Basel, where I had the opportunity to define the brand and to roll it out in 140 countries worldwide, which you can imagine was quite a project to do that. And concurrently, I was asked by the management to produce, develop a measurement system, how they can measure and manage their reputation, which all of you here in the room know that managing and even measuring reputation is a very hard thing to do because it's very fluffy. Yeah, and I'll tell you later why. And Salim talked about the 400 different systems, maybe it's 500 or 600 because every day a new system is being developed. And before that I had different assignments with other industries, with Bayer. I started actually at a PR agency. Boris Mastella is one of the leading PR agencies worldwide. And this PhD, I did that, interestingly, you can see here, in 2011 only. So very unusual, first being at the university, going into the job and then doing a PhD. Yeah? But I did that PhD because I was asked by the management. Yeah, and you all know that. The management always asks the one decisive question: how far does reputation provide to the business? Does it or not? And can you prove it? And nobody here in the room will have an answer on that. I know that because I dived very deeply into that. I'll show you later. Yeah? And I had to convince my management at Novartis that it does provide to the business. And there was no, and there is no tool on the market who can really show that, statistically derive that. So I started to develop a system for Novartis and did that together with the University of Basel, where I did my PhD. And that, lucky for me, because the whole project was funded by Novartis. Okay? Because we did extensive market research on that, and it costs, as you can imagine, some money. Yeah, started with, did normal university degree, did that in Cologne in Germany and Reading in the UK. And this one here is important. I'm the founder and president of the Community of Interest, Brand and Reputation. And you might wonder what that is, and I'm going to show you here. This is a forum where the executives who are responsible of major companies, major brands, you can also say, in Switzerland, IABB, for example, UBS, you all know these brands, or Schindler. These people are responsible for the brand and managing the brand and reputation of their company on a global level. Yeah? And they come together 3 times a year to exchange each other on the topics, on the hot topic. It's not a beauty contest, it's more a exchange of experience, what does not work. How can I get on the top level, on the top table from management? How can I convince them that brand and reputation is useful and it provides the business? These are the topics we talk about. And as you can see here, it's industry exclusivity. So as UBS is member, Credit Suisse cannot be member, because if there would be both on the table there, they would not exchange experience that deeply. Okay? And as that is so successful, we were asked by the members here to expand that to Germany, which we did. And these are the current members, the permanent members, as you know, Bosch, Allianz, Harley. You all know these famous brands, all headquartered in Germany, responsible for the global brand and reputation there. And now this is started 2 years ago. It's very successful still. And once a year, both countries meet. So we have a meeting with 20-25 people and exchange each other. And the idea is, and this is just here for you, I'm just asking you whether that, and we were asked by the members here to expand that to other countries as well. And I'm thinking about Turkey. Yeah. My presentation here is not about this, but I just want to, in the future, why not have a forum like this? You know, I've just made up, put on some Turkish brands here. I would like to have you to think about this, whether that is feasible, doable, it would be of value for you. And if that is the case, please let me know or let Salim know afterwards and we can talk about this. Yeah? Okay. So what does Branding Institute do? In general, we call that integrated brand and reputation management. And these are the topics. So it's stakeholder management, reputation measurement and research, analysis, brand portfolio, brand architecture, defining brands and positioning them, personal branding, CEO reputation management, which is a hard topic as well, issues management, integrated CSR, and employer branding. All these topics, this is, you can say this is a common denominator, how we call this, integrated brand and reputation management. Why do we call it like this? This is a key chart on that, which I would like to introduce you to. We see brand and reputation as two sides of one coin. So this is on the left side here. You can also call that the hemisphere. This is a brand. And the brand does consist of the vision, the mission, the brand personality, the brand architecture, and the style. How does it look? So it's a content. In general, you can say, who are we? Where do we want to go? Where do we come from? This is brand in our definition. And on the right side, you have a reputation. The reputation is a reflection of your stakeholders, whatever they are, whoever they are, because they differ from industry to industry, even from company to company, they might differ. It's a reflection of the stakeholder on the brand. This is what you have, it's yours, you own it, the brand, you can even trademark it, and you better do it. But this is owned by the stakeholders. This is very important, and this is also one key to the question, why is it so hard to handle? Because the reputation does not belong to you. This one belongs to you, so you can manage it. Yeah? You're all managers here, you want to manage, and you have to manage. But this is not to manage, because it belongs to the stakeholders. Okay? So, and this becomes a circle. Why? If you have done that here properly, and most of the companies don't do that properly, I can tell you, especially in business to business, we're talking B2B here. And as I said, when I came to Novartis, it was in 2004, the brand was not defined. Think about a company having sales like 40 billion a year, the company brand was not defined in 2004, okay? If you do that properly, then you know what to communicate, which is the easier job to communicate something. You say you are, for example, a responsible citizen, then you communicate that. But even more important is the organizational behavior, that you have to make sure that all your employees behave according to the value system, the brand, which is a much harder thing, and by the way, it's not a communication topic. Yeah? It's a cross-functional topic to make sure within an organization that everybody first is aware of the brand values and second behaves according to it. This is of uppermost importance. And then if you do that correctly, yeah, if there is no discrepancy between what you communicate and what the people do, then that will be perceived by the stakeholders. They see that. And they also see that if you do not behave accordingly. Yeah? They perceive, they observe you, they perceive you via media or directly. And what they do is they build a reputation. That is the reputation, nothing else but the aggregation of the evaluations on a subject, like a brand. It can be a person as well. Yeah? And what they do is they give you feedback if you ask for it. Here we are with market research. They have expectations, if you want or not. They expect something from you. It's better to know what the expectations are. And this here is of utmost importance. They behave against you or in favor of you. Yeah? So in pharma industry, for example, the behavior would be a doctor that prescribes a product from Novartis and not from Roche. As an example. Yeah? Or you buy a car from Mercedes and not BMW. That is a behavior, and why? Behavior means money. This behavior means money. This is business. Okay? This is why this point here is of uppermost importance, where you can get the top management involved in that. If you talk about money, sales, bottom line. That is the question mark that was interesting for me, and to find how that connection is. You can also show that in another way. Here you have a brand. Let's take some brand. Take your company, that is a brand, and you communicate to your different stakeholders. There can be lots of stakeholder groups depending on the industry you're in. Now let's take that example here. Shareholders or policymakers. Yeah? You have defined your brand and you communicate and you behave towards your stakeholders. They evaluate you, if you want it or not. They evaluate it because everybody evaluates if you're not in dreaming, you're not sleeping, you evaluate. Every time you evaluate. This is human being. Human beings evaluate. Every second you evaluate something. So you evaluate. And this evaluation again, the aggregation of the evaluations, this is reputation. Okay? Reputation is fine. So what? The management will say, so what? The reputation can have a good reputation, but still the customers buy the products of a competitor. So, yeah. The decisive step would be, what do these evaluations do with the stakeholders? Would it lead shareholders to be more loyal and to endorse, to buy your shares? Or would it bring future talents to apply at the company? Again, this is business here, and this is what is of interest. If you're only here, and I can tell you, all of the 400 reputation systems that are available, they all stop here, which is good. It's a good step to know good to know the reputation, but they cannot tell you in how far that provides with the business. That was the problem when I was in Novartis. I did the research on that. I didn't find the system, so we decided to develop our own system. Okay. That was the situation, and I told you. That was, for example, that at that time my CEO at Novartis, but I've been in constant communication with other CEOs and senior executives. They always were teasing me. It seems to be obvious that good reputation and trust contribute to the business success. However, we have no scientific evidence for the causality. And they're right, they were right. So, I started the project with the University of Basel in Switzerland and say, okay, let's assume a model, let's make a model. We have corporate reputation, and the reputation leads to trust, the trustful attitude, and that would lead to the trustful behavior intention, which is, for example, prescribing a product or subscribing to a contract, mobile phone, whatever. That is the business. Here is the business, okay? And another question is trust necessary at all? Do we have to have trust first before somebody acts in favor of you? Question mark. Don't know. Because everybody is talking about trust. We need to grow trust. Be careful with that. We don't know. Okay, so the model goes on like this. How would we measure trust? Trust is easy to measure because that has been done, you know, it's a focus of psychology. They've been dealing with that for the last 30, 40 years. Trust can be measured by competency, reliable, credible, honest. These are the 4 indicators for trust. You can even find meta-analysis on that from McKnight, who has surveyed all trust surveys and models in the last 30, 40 years. And this is the common denominator. So that is relatively easy. And how would you then measure the behavioral intention? That depends on the industry. For a pharma company, it will be, I will take myself medicines of company X in the case of sickness. If you ask then the doctor, that is a matter of trust. If the doctor would take the medicine himself. Next time you go to the doctor, see a doctor, and he prescribes something, always ask, would you do this, would you take it yourself in my situation? I always do that. And sometimes I hear them, maybe wait 1 week, maybe it gets an order without. Yeah? Just check that. And then the next topic, I will recommend the medicines of company X to my family and friends in the case of sickness, which is even more a stronger sign of trust than just prescribing something to a patient. If the doctor would prescribe it to his own family. Yeah. This is relatively easy, and that depends on the industry. I'll show you an example for another industry later. It depends, and this I call that the return on reputation, ROR. Everybody is talking about ROI, the return on investment. That will be the return on reputation, because this is business. Okay, so that is relatively easy, but the big question mark is here. How would you operationalize, how can you measure reputation? Everybody here in the room has that question. And we have the question as well. So what you normally do, because I was now in a scientific environment, and the University of Basel was very demanding on that. How do you do that? And there are some processes. Yeah. How do you do that? First, theoretical basis. We will go through the literature. This is why I can say there are 400 models. Yeah. Then, if you have done that, you do some qualitative pretesting with some stakeholders to find out the relevance of the reputation dimension in your industry, and then third step will be check comprehensively comprehensibility and affiliation of indicators. If these are the right indicators to measure that topic. Okay? And then you postulate causalities. So these are the hypotheses. So first step, literature. I went to the literature. That took me really 1 year to read all that stuff, concurrently to my job, because I was in my job still. I had to work a little bit. And I found out that the reputation studies available comprise 9 dimensions. Quality of products and services, innovativeness, marketing and sales effectiveness, management quality, social responsibility, transparency, ethical business practice, business performance, and employer attractiveness. These are the 9 dimensions, factors, components, if you want. I call them dimensions of reputation. And these are the most serious systems, reputation system, where I took these dimensions from. Yeah, it includes some heavy scientific approaches to some public approach, which is world most admired companies, which is published, for example, in Fortune magazine every year, or the RepTrack model from the Reputation Institute, how they measure reputation. And I found out that these 9 dimensions show up in most of them. Every time here you have a smile, you can see that this model uses one of these dimensions. Yeah. That brought me to the idea that corporate reputation is built out of these 9 dimensions in general. There might be adaptations necessary from industry to industry, but this is an overall model for all industries. Yeah. Then the second step then would be to test, to find out the indicators. And if you do it in a scientific way, it's important to check that with social. You do not need to do that if you are in industry, nobody does that. But if you want to be scientifically true, you have to do that. So we did that, so it's more or less the indicators is the question there. We want to find out if these are the right indicators that show, for example, business performance. Yeah? And that is the result of that. You do not have to read this. So we found out for each of the 9 dimensions what indicators are valid for the dimensions. And that is important, and I'll tell you later why that is important. So the model, the hypothesis would be 9 dimensions. This is the red one. This is reputation. And reputation leads to trust and also to behavior. Behavior, again, is money. Yeah? And then you have to check whether, for example, ethical behavior leads to trust, yes. And this trust also leads to behavior. So is that the normal rule, that we first build trust and then after trust it becomes behavior? Or is it even enough sometimes that it directly builds business? This is my question I mentioned earlier, because we do not know. Yeah, because I had extensive discussions with my professors on that. How would we know? So check that. So we have in all 19 hypotheses. Yeah? This is one hypothesis, this is one, and this is one as well. So 19, and all these hypotheses needed to be checked in reality with empirical research. Indicators were built, and this, the way the indicators are built are formative. These indicators form the dimensions, which is important if you want to do afterwards something, then you know what to do to build that topic. And I told you earlier that measuring trust is easy. And then, of course, you have to adapt that model to your industry. In pharmaceutical industry, it will be, I will recommend medicines of company X, and I will take myself to it. These are the indicators to show the behavior, the desired behavior is built. Yeah. So that is a decisive topic here where it touches the business. Again, normal reputation models would stop here with trust. You have to go one step further. You can go one step further, and that is the ROR, return on reputation, the generation of business. We call it as well. It hurts me to say that in this way, reputation is a means for something, for business, but it's true. Yeah. Let's call it. If you would do that for another industry, just an example, let's take here Turkcell. Somebody from Turkcell here? No? Okay. That would be that I will subscribe my next mobile phone contract with Turkcell. I will recommend Turkcell. That is a heavy indicator. If you are working in marketing or communications at Turkcell, and you have a model like this, that will get you in connection with the business. Because they will hear. They will like to listen. Yeah, because you can contribute to the business. So I did the study for the pharmaceutical industry, because you have to pinpoint it to a certain industry. And I checked that with 2 key stakeholder groups, physicians and patient organizations, but 2 of the key stakeholder groups in the pharmaceutical industry. Because if you have and I'm talking about serious diseases like cancer, not about a flu or something. Yeah. So if you have a cancer, first thing you do, you go to the doctor. Second thing is you get a second opinion by a patient organization. That is the normal way. And then it's very important what they say. So they are really door openers for later prescriptions. They are the prescribers here, the doctors, the physicians, and the patient organizations are the recommenders, so to say. Yeah? So we did that with 605 stakeholders, 400 physicians, and 200 representatives of patient organizations, 600 people in the largest market in Europe, Germany, France, Italy, and Spain. And these are the results. Nobody has to learn that. It's only an example, but this is showing the model, the calculation, the algorithm behind that. Because we're talking here about the structural equation model. And what you can see here, the blue ones are the dimensions that are seen, and this is the behavior. These are the indicators. This model is capable to derive and to calculate and reveal the business drivers in the end. Only with a model like this, you can distill the business drivers, which are of utmost importance. These are the results. And I explained it. It looks rather complicated, but it's not that complicated. And these are results for the, I call them the business drivers, and the results for physicians. This is a doctor. Here you see the 9 dimensions. And these are the way how they impact trust and behavior. Again, this is what is of utmost importance because it's the return on reputation. This is a desired behavior. And what you see here in green are the significant positive influences. Only the green ones here are for the doctors, that is important. We're talking about one stakeholder group here. And I can only say that is relevant for this stakeholder group. And for the doctors, that what they say that quality of quality services, the greener, the bolder that is, the more important that is. Okay? So you can see that these two, quality of quality services is most important to them. And this is a loading here. The loading is 0.3, which is relatively high, and 0.4, which is extremely high. You can see that, in other words, quality of product services leads, yes, to trust of doctors against the company, but even more importantly, it directly leads them to prescribe. Then you can say, so trust is not necessarily needed, because if the product, if the quality of products is perceived well by them, they will prescribe it directly. Okay, get that? Social responsibility, for example, is not relevant for doctors. It's irrelevant. Irrelevant. That keeps me, for example, when I'm consulting a pharmaceutical company, they want to place an ad on CSR in a doctor's trade magazine, and I don't do that. Don't do that. Because they're not interested. It can be counterproductive. And I found that out, that it's counterproductive to them, because they would say, rather invest that money in research. I want to have good products. Does that mean that CSR is not relevant? No. It's not relevant for this group. If you would do the same study with future talent, for example, with students, CSR will be very high. Yeah? So cautious, be cautious. It's just saying that quality of product services is most important to them, and look here, employer attractiveness is important to them for business. That means the way a doctor sees the employer attractiveness of a company is relevant on how he prescribes. It's not just employer attractiveness, is because normally you have in companies, I get lots of feedback from HR people. This year we do not want to hire, so we do not invest anything in that. But it's trash, because this year says that employer attractiveness is a business factor. Yeah. Okay, these are the doctors, and I want to show you the results of patient organizations, and you see difference. Look at that. Doctors, where most of them have effects. With patient organizations, less dimensions have an effect. Yes, quality of product service is very important for them, but for them, the employer attractiveness is the most important factor for business. And we also can distill negative influences, counterproductive. So the way marketing and sales effectiveness for them is negative, it's a minus here. Then if you do that in a certain way, then it will destroy business. That's what that is saying. So that, for example, the conclusion for pharma organizations, if they interact with patient organizations, be very, very careful with marketing and sales activities against this group, because it will destroy business. Business means recommendations. Yeah. But this is of utmost importance that the employer attractiveness here is seen as the most important driver. Okay, now you know, and by the way here, trust is much more important for them. It's a 0.27. If you compare that with the doctors, it's only 0.1. Yeah? Confirming the hypothesis that sometimes, depending on the group, because these are scientists, they say they want to have facts. And these people, patient organizations, normally volunteers, they're very emotional. Here you have to build trust first. That's what they were saying also. Okay? But if you have these results, then you know what dimensions are important, yes. But it's not answered if we know that it's important, what do I have to do? That you can only do when you have a model like shown. Because if you go down to the next level, these are the indicators that drive quality of product and service. We have seen quality of product and services here belongs to the most important drivers for both groups. Then I want to know what makes, what produces, what generates quality of products and services. That you can only do if you have a system like this. These are the business drivers for physicians. This is red. These are the physicians results here, and the weight is important. This is the significance. First, you have to check the significance, and then the weight. The weight is important. See here, these are the weightings for physicians. That means everything here in red, bold, is uppermost importance for physicians, for their perceptions on the company in terms of quality of product and service. Quality of service is important. How is that driven? I want to know. And this is the result of patient organization in blue. And you see that there is a total difference. Apart from this one here, medicines, products of company are safe, are effective, which is of uppermost importance for both groups. All the others are different. Although both groups want to provide health, they both have the same goal, to heal patients. If you would check that with two other groups, with shareholders, for example, physicians, that would be little wonder if there would be different results. But this is a very homogeneous group, per se, because they are very close to each other. They have the same goal. But still, here already, you see that there are different factors that drive the business in the end. Yeah, that's what it is. For example, here a company provides clear, understandable, comprehensive product information that, of course, is important for the doctor. Yeah, because he doesn't want to be nerved by the patient. They come back to them and how can I administer that? They want to have that done. Yeah. A company X continuously improves medicines that are already established in the market. That is important for physicians because they want to have continuity. Yeah. And so on and so on. And this, if you have results like this, you know what drives reputation for your company, then you can really go down to it and say, okay, we have to make sure that our stakeholders perceive our company in a positive way in that respective product service, then you know exactly what to do. You go to them and for example, if you are in contact with physicians, then you have to communicate this one here, that you provide clear, understandable, comprehensive products. If you are in contact with patient organizations, make sure that the medicines, products of company X are effective. It is by far the most important factor. It's very effective. So you have a pinpointed communication. You can really focus on that. And that is driving their desired behavior. Okay? With employer attractiveness, the other factor which we have seen, which was the most important dimension for patient organizations, you can see, again, different drivers. Yeah. So if you would go to the patient organizations, communicate to them that company offers its employees an inspiring working atmosphere. Show that, not only communicate, show that, demonstrate that. Even more important than communicate, just talk. Yeah? Just prove it. Okay? Or the doctors want to see high job security, and company invests in the training and development of its employees. Of course, if you think about it, that the doctor, what is the contact point for the doctor with the pharma company? It's the sales reps. So what they're saying is, I want to have good sales reps coming to me, that they are trained and they come to the point whatsoever. That's what they say. Okay? So I come to the conclusions. First, yes, corporate reputation has significant influence on the business success, not only on pharma. I know that because we're doing that for other industries as well, but this shows here for pharma, definitely yes, it does. The return on reputation is provably given. Stakeholder specificity. That is what I'm talking about, because I'm often asked, what is the reputation of company X, Y, Z? And I said, for which stakeholder group? Because it's so important to divide and look which stakeholder group, because there is not one reputation. Always, reputation is always stakeholder specific. Always. Everything else, that comes quickly to this, all these reputation benchmarks, which are nice to have and good to know, but if you really want to have some learnings out of it and want to do something, then you have to know the certain reputation of your specific stakeholder group. And they can differ a lot, which we have seen here. Yeah? And that is my point and my message, and also to the GFKs of the world and the market research institutes, and to all global companies or companies who conduct or think about conducting reputation research. Don't be content with just the usual correlation-based approaches, because what you usually get is, yes, reputation is here and there, and you should do that and that, but this is wild guessing. It's gut feeling. It's correlation. It's only correlation. It's not based on causalities. Causal effect cannot be there. Yeah? Sometimes they're right with that. Most of the time, maybe they're right, but it's not causal. Because you know the thing is, correlation can do correlation with everything. Yeah? Maybe in the back with black hair, I can correlate that with the color of my tie. No problem. Yeah? So what I'm saying is, and what I'm really recommending is, don't be content with that, and try to have a causal analytic model that allows you to statistically derive and substantiate the business driver. This is the only way to get connected to the business, to the top table of the top management, and to the business in your organization. If you don't have that, then they will say, nice to have, good to know, next topic. That is my concluding remark. Thank you for your attention. Are we good with time?
Yeah, of course. They're always on time. Maybe we can get a couple of questions. Evet, birkaç soru alabiliriz. Gayet açıklayıcı bir sunumdu. Kendi birikimlerinden ve deneyimlerinden aldık. No questions at all. Yes, bir mikrofon rica edebilir miyim?
Thank you. I was wondering if you have any idea about how the recommendations of these physicians or what was the other stakeholder, patient organizations, how do these recommendations contribute to the success of the company? I mean, apart from making orders, purchasing the product, how does the word of mouth contribute to the business, success of the companies?
You can also prove and check that because the Markus have been doing that for quite a time. We started that in 2006, 2007 further developed, and you can see in the markets when you do that the market is going better as compared to peers. Although I have to admit, you cannot never say it's only reputation. Yeah. They might have that. Here we're talking about the multifactorial things. Many things could happen, but you can clearly show that it provides in a positive way. You can also see where reputation goes down, means the perception of these stakeholders on the company, then it goes down.
I mean, it is clear to see. I mean, it is clear enough that the orders will contribute to the success of the company. But I'm curious how the recommendations reflect on the success of the company. Should we research on that? What do you think?
That depends on the industry, but I mean, recommendation is really trusted. It depends on who does the recommendation. What can be, who are the most trusted people? These are people in your environment, friends, family. And I would guess if you go to a doctor and if he recommends you, if you're really sick, that he recommends to get a product, that you would say, yes. You know what I mean? It always depends on who does the recommendation. Is that person trustworthy? For example, media. The media is the journal I'm reading in. Do I trust it? This is where the trust becomes highly relevant, because the center has to be trusted.
The recommendation side.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can do lots of doctoral thesis on that, but it still has lots of further questions. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see that I'm a personal participant. I'm a doctor and not working in one of those companies. And I just saw in your research that this research in your analytical model is on the medical area. And when I look at this model from this perspective, I see that the quality and services has the major influence because of the life and death issue, basically. But however, when we look at the other sectors and the business, like electronics or banking, I don't know, would you suggest that the quality would be that much important? Because I'm just thinking about, for example, there might be an electronic product which has a negative reputation, which might be perceived as something which works very easily, but the services and logistics and availability of the product might be very easily available for the people, and they might prefer still the product still, even though it is not very with the high quality. I mean, I would personally probably prefer a product like this, even though the quality is not very high, because of the idea that, okay, if it's broken, then what am I going to do now?
That is an interesting approach. I would doubt that anybody here in the room would be interested in, would set the service over the quality. Let's put it that way. If you ask me, is there is non-industry where quality of products and services is not important. We can always talk about whether that is a decisive factor. Because it's a must. You know, it's a must. The quality of products and services, we have to have that. We have competitors, and they all have the quality. The quality is high, is relatively high. If the quality is not high, then there's only one factor, that might be pricing. If something is very cheap, I just want to use it once or twice, and then I do not care much about the quality. But in usual, I cannot imagine any industry where quality of products and services is not important. But I'm not sure where, and that I don't know, because you have to research that. It depends on the industry. I know that, for example, I'm doing lots of research for banks. It's the same thing with the bank. The quality, they do not have the product that much, but they have the services. This is very much service oriented. This is why it's called products and services. Yeah. Banking is a total service industry, or like hotels. The service is of uttermost importance. For a hotel, I have these 9 dimensions. Think about innovation. Is innovation necessarily a driver for hotel business? I'm not sure. Is that for banking? Is that the key driver? I'm not sure. You see, so it depends. The importance of the drivers varies a lot between industries and even between stakeholders.
So that would change from business area to business area?
Absolutely, yeah. But in general, you can say the 9 dimensions that are built up, this is the overall framework. You cannot cross out and delete one of these, because there might always be one stakeholder group for whom, for example, innovation is important, or business performance. Yeah.
Okay, let's take 2 more questions. One.
And what about the companies that doesn't have its
Introduce yourself.
Azade? What about the companies that doesn't have their own products and even they don't have their own services? What if the company is just a bridge in between the customers and the resellers? Do you have a business case like
Then
that?
you have a service. It's a service. Something
Just
we
a service?
Provide a service in that. Even if you're somebody, I would say, if you neither have a product or a service, then I wonder what business model there is. To be honest, there should be a benefit for somebody. If there is a benefit, then it's either a service or product.
Okay, this is Gökçe, working in Huawei Telecommunications. My question is, how do you differentiate or measure the effect of pricing and brand? Because there are some businesses that are highly affected by the pricing, and especially in B2B, where the standards and qualifications are already being defined in tender, let's say. So pricing is very effective. So and also it's always been very difficult to convince top management that branding is very important, and it's not only the sales team capability, but also the effect of brand perception is very important. So
absolutely. 2 questions. In how far does brand play into that? And this, I hope to have shown that brand and reputation that belong together. And actually, we have here, and that what you have seen, the brand is included in that. So if you do it in a wise way, you can check the reputation, the drivers, and check whether your brand is seen by your stakeholders the way you want it to be seen. You get a feedback on that. So you have to bring these 2 things together. And the second question on pricing, yes, pricing is a factor, the price ratio to the benefits, price benefit ratio. That is included, for example, here in this model in quality of products and services, how that is esteemed. But it depends, it can be another industry. That is why it would always be optimal to have pre-tests with stakeholders. It might belong into another group here. It depends on the industry. But in general, of course, it's very important. But it's not only price, it's a ratio between price, what do I pay, what do I get for it. Because sometimes, I'm not interested in quality, as I said. If it's just a product that I want to use once, the quality, I don't care. And, it can be a Chinese product. That is perception, it's Chinese. I take that, it's cheap. I will use it once.
That's exactly my company.
Yeah.
It's a Chinese company, and so pricing is the most important asset.
Yeah, and then we have another topic, which is nation branding. Again, in the Chinese, what does that mean? That's another topic. I would say it's a challenge.
Okay. One question. Okay.
Please.
One more. Decide on one.
Okay, my name is Ünal, and I'm from tourism industry. At these days we have really hard competitions. I mean, in each sectors, but in tourism sector, we really hard competitions. Not even only in hotels, but the countries as well. For example, in the Mediterranean area, we have hard competitions. And just a couple of minutes ago, you were telling about the hotels and products.
Yeah.
For example, our main product is hotels and the destinations. And there are some websites such as TripAdvisor, these kinds of familiar sites, which are the customers are looking for the comments. We know as a travel agency, we know the quality of the hotels or the products, but we're not offering that to the customers. And the customers are asking because of they're reading the comments of the hotels or the destinations. We're not offering, but they are requesting, and we had to sell. And after they finish their holidays and they're coming to us with the too many bad comments. So at this point, what can we do?
Are you talking about on behalf of the Turkish tourism industry, or talking about a travel agency?
Travel agency or general.
So what are your key stakeholders? Are these Turkish people?
There is no free advice here.
Are these, no, I just want to, is this Turkish people mainly, or is it to attract people from abroad to Turkey?
Well, we are doing the both sides, inbound and outbound, so that maybe you can answer general.
Because this is extremely important, and it's touching that again, because we talk country of origin branding, and we are working actually in branding institute on that with the Swiss Department of Tourism.
We are working with Kroni as well.
Yes, you're working with Kroni, that's fine. So then you know that there
Yeah, we are Kroni Turkey.
Yeah, and then you have to really dive down what does Turkish, what is the association with the people with Turkey? It's much broader. It's not about, I don't think it's about the hotel, to be honest. It is a factor, but the country of origin is of utmost importance. And as I said in the beginning, when I first came here to Turkey, I was totally surprised. It was 5-6 years ago. I was totally surprised in a positive way. And I think, if you ask me, on Western Europe, there are lots of prejudices due to unawareness about Turkey, what's going on there in Turkey. And I think you should, not you personally, but Turkish government should work on that. And by the way, a president is also a very important communicator, let me put it that way, in how he is perceived.
Okay, Markus, thank you very much for your coming. Ara vereceğiz ama şimdi ara vermeden önce birkaç dakika şu konuştuklarımızı günlük hayatın pratiği içine indirgeyelim. Bu kadar ilaç endüstrisinden konuştuk. Markus deneyimini eksik olmasın paylaştı bizimle. Aramızda bir tane genel müdür var. İlaç endüstrisinde. Roche'un genel müdürü Süha Bey var. Şimdi ve kendisinin gündeminde de itibar yönetimi olduğunu biliyorum ben. Bu emrivaki bağışlayaraktan şu mikrofonu ben size uzatayım Süha Bey. Yani neden bir genel müdür olarak, global bir şirketin Türkiye'deki genel müdürü olarak sizin gündeminizde itibar yönetimi var. Ve genel kapsamıyla bu konuyu şirket içinde yönetirken öncelikli kararlarınızı, öncelikli yönetim anlayışınızı hangi konular oluşturuyor? Birkaç kelimeyle hazır sizi yakalamışken burada birbirimize aydınlatalım diyeceğim.
Çok teşekkürler. Bir defa konsept değişti. Ben buraya sormaya ve öğrenmeye gelmiştim. Terse döndüm. Markus'a çok teşekkür ediyorum. Güzel sunumu için öncelikle hani ilaç endüstrisinden birisi olarak sanıyorum en fazla faydalananlardan birisi oldu. Niye itibar? Hani çok detaya girmeden hepimiz biliyoruz ki yani artık itibar yönetimi bir trend olmanın ötesinde Markus'un da söylediği gibi iş sonuçlarımıza etki ettiğini anladığımız bir alan. O nedenle hani trende uyuyoruz demenin ötesinde iş sonuçlarımızı geliştirmek için itibarımızı yönetmek zorunda olduğumuzu düşünüyoruz. Biraz evvel basın bültenine bakıyordum. 15 sektör içinde ilaç sektörü itibarda 12. Yani sırf bu bile bir ilaç sektörü için itibarını yönetmesinin ne kadar gerekli olduğunu gösteriyor. Biz ne yapıyoruz ya da gündemimizde ne var itibar olarak? Yaklaşık 3 yıldır Roche'da itibarla ilgili çalışmaları yoğunlaştırdık. Daha doğrusu itibarımızı yönetmeye, daha iyi yönetmeye karar verildi. 3 yıl oldu. Gündemi iki şey belirliyor. Bir tanesi, şunu gördük. İtibar yönetimi için iki tane temel unsur çok gerekli. Bir tanesi üst yönetimin adanmışlığı. Yani olmazsa olmaz şeylerden birisi üst yönetimin evet biz bu işi yapıyoruz, yapmak istiyoruz demesi. İkincisi de çalışanların bu işe dahil edilmesini sağlaması. Yani ikisi birbirinden bağımsız olursa bu iş yürümüyor. Onu gördük, öğrendik. Ve gündemimizde bu iki şey belirliyor aslında. Yani bir taraftan üst yönetimin bu işe kafa patlatmasını deyim yerindeyse, bu işi özel hedeflerinden birini haline getiriyor. Yönetim kurulumuzun hedeflerinden birisi bizim. İtibar skorumuz her sene ne olacak hedef koyuyoruz yürütme kuruluna. Ve yürütme kurulundaki herkesin itibarımızla ilgili yapması gereken şeyleri belirliyoruz. Bir defa bu adanmışlığı sağlamak için. İkincisi de dediğim gibi çalışanların, herkesin bu işte biraz gönüllülük var. Çünkü bu iş sadece bir iş tanımına yazılabilecek ve yapılabilecek bir şey değil. Şirketteki herkesin bu işe inanması ve bu iş için gönüllü olması gerekiyor. Onun için gündemimizde tüm herkesin bu konudaki bilincinin ve bir şeyler yapma ihtiyacının arttırılması yönünde çalışmalarımız var. Bir komitemiz var. Bence bu bizim şirket açısından önemli. Her departmandan birkaç kişinin oluştuğu komiteler var. Burada da birkaç arkadaşım var Roche'dan. Hani arkadaşlarımın da bu işe ilgi duyduğunu gösteren bir şey aynı zamanda. Bu komite karar veriyor birçok şeye, itibarımızı nasıl yöneteceğimize. Yani o da gündemimizdeki önemli yerlerden birini alıyor. Ve itibarımızı ölçmek, Markus'un da söylediği gibi çok kritik bir şey. Yani bir sürü şey yapıyoruz. Klasik bir deyim vardır. Yaptıklarının yarısının boşa gittiğini biliyorum da hangi yarısının boşa gittiğini bilmiyorum diye. Biz de hani Roche olarak birçok şey yapıyoruz. Hangisinin boşa gittiğini bilmiyoruz ama en azından yaptıklarımızı ölçmeye çalışıyoruz. Birkaç senedir GFK ile birlikte itibarımızı hem doktorlar hem de diğer paydaşlar nezdinde ölçmeye başladık. Ve de yani yaptıklarımızın bir işe yarayıp yaramadığını görmeye çalışıyoruz o anlamda ve bu ölçümler sonrasında mutlaka tekrar yeni baştan iyileştirme alanlarını tespit edip yani o seneye kadar ne yaptık, bundan sonra ölçtük, neredeyiz, peki bundan sonra neler yapacağız? Bunları belirlemeye çalışıyoruz. Yani çok özet anlatmaya çalıştım ama hakikaten itibar yönetimi son 3 yıldır şirketimizde hemen her seviyede ve her iş bölümünde ciddi gündem konularından birisi olmaya devam ediyor.
Çok kısaca buradaki değerli konuklara bu konuyla ilgili bir tavsiyeniz var mı? İşte şuradan başlayalım, şöyle yapın gibi.
Estağfurullah, tavsiye değil ama deneyimlerimden biraz evvel söylediğim iki şeyi tekrar edebilirim. Birincisi hakikaten yönetimin bu işe bir adanmışlığı yoksa unutun. İkincisi de bu işi yönetime bırakmayalım. Bu iş herkesin işidir. Tüm çalışanların bu işe inanması ve itibarın iki boyutu var. Hani bir de sosyal boyutu da var. Kendimizi iyi hissetmek anlamında da yani itibarlı bir şirkette çalışıyor olmanın bir de kişisel tatmini de var. Böyle de düşünürsek çalışan herkesin de bu işe involve olması gerektiği, dahil olması gerektiğini düşünüyorum. Hani tavsiye değil ama bu ikisinden yola çıkmak gerektiği şekilde bir deneyim var.
Çok teşekkür ediyorum Şeref Bey'e. Sağ olasın. Evet, bir 15 dakikalık aramız var. 15 dakika sonra tekrar salonda görüşmek üzere.
Arkayı görmüyorsun.